Congratulations on the album. It's an absolutely brilliant album.
Oh, thank you, thanks a lot. Cool.
So,
Glad you like it. What's your favorite song?
oh look, I'm an ABBA tragic from a long time ago, so I've got to admit I love the cover. I love the SOS cover, but yeah, I was going to ask you about that later on. But to start off, was there something that you guys were setting out to do with this album? Like, was there a plan when you went into the studio?
I mean, not really. I think in general, whenever you start making an album, you just kind of you got to let it take its. It's kind of like it's like a living thing. You just got to let it take its path. The only thing that we did know is we wanted it to be a fairly raw kind of sounding album, particularly because we were touring for 2 years, the Defrosted 2 thing, the acoustic tour. So we were pretty keen on making a fairly rockin' album basically. But I mean, other than that, the very first song that we wrote for the album was Another Last Time, which is more kind of in the bluesy direction. And then it just kind of kept evolving from there, and it just kind of took a life of its own, and then it changes again, once obviously we recorded all the demos, and then the producer comes in, and then we rip it all apart again, and kind of so it then again takes another turn again, so you never really know where you're going to end up,
Yeah, but having said that, was there anything that was kind of influencing you when you were writing the lyrics, though? Because there's some pretty thought-provoking lyrics on there. Was there something that was inspiring that? Like, was it everyday life, the world around us? What was going on there?
Yeah, pretty much. We're always, I'm always with lyrics. I'm always kind of doing whatever's kind of happening around me, or something I'm going through, or something that I'm observing somebody else going through, or whatever's whatever kind of we obviously there's a good mixture of things on there between like, I suppose, love songs and environmental stuff. Even a song, which actually funny song like "Rescue Me" at the end of the album, with this kind of 70s almost grunge kind of thing going on there, but yet lyrically it's all about kind of the internet and being living on with our phones and being addicted to our phones and all this kind of social media stuff as well. So it's kind of a mix of everything really. Just what kind of just grabbing whatever kind of grabs us at the time,
Yeah, talking about the environment, that's a big thing at the moment, especially here in Australia, because we've just come out of the worst bushfires that we've ever had in history, followed by us all going into lockdown with coronavirus. So do you think that tracks like that might resonate with people here in Australia that perhaps it wouldn't have meant so much to them in the past?
It's possible because obviously at the moment you've got everything happening at once. It's just one thing after the other, really. The bushfires. Well, I was following that closely from Europe, and it was absolutely dreadful. And I've got family. I still have family in Australia as well, where the fires came. That they were safe, they were okay, but obviously came really close to them actually, but. But yeah, it's an issue. The environment is such a huge issue, and I think obviously, maybe it takes sometimes, maybe it just takes really catastrophes and things to really get to change things, maybe, or for people to start really taking notice. But it's definitely a huge it's a huge issue.
Yeah, you mentioned before about the 70s kind of feel on Rescue Me, but there's also kind of like a bluesy feel there on Another Last Time as well. What do you think there was going on there? Why there's so many different influences there? Because it's so great to hear, but there are so many different influences on this album, it feels.
Yeah, there's three main songwriters, and we all between Leo, Freddie, and myself, and we all have pretty different tastes actually in music. So I suppose I suppose that's the big part. But that's always kind of been with Gotthard anyway. We've always kind of, I mean, really the fact that we have different tastes and the fact that whenever we're writing a song, even though we do have different tastes, we do have to make sure that we're all happy with it, So we won't let anything go out if we're not at least the three of us, really happy. Well, actually, even the whole band, really happy with the song. Then we don't, So we keep working on stuff until we're all happy,
Yep.
And I suppose it makes for a fairly varied album. And actually, even the bass player actually even had a couple of songs on this album as well. I think, and probably also the fact that we had a couple of external writers as well, probably helped that as well. So, but it's funny because I didn't even realize it was such a varied album. Actually, none of us really did, until we started getting the feedback from people, and everyone's, seems to be a reoccurring kind of theme that it's a really varied album, And then we thought, oh, okay, maybe let's listen to it again.
Yeah. You also worked with Eric Bazillion as well on Marry You. How did that come about, and what was he like to sit down and work with in a songwriting session?
Well, I've known Eric for a while now, and I've done some songwriting sessions with him in the past, and so he's a buddy of mine, and we I just thought I'd get him down to Switzerland and spend a couple of days, and let's write some songs together. Let's see if we can, because he's a really great, really funny guy, great guy, and really good songwriter, and we thought maybe it could work out. And so we did. The first song we did with him was Bad News, and that was an idea that he had, and we finished it with him, and actually interesting story with Marry You, because that was a song that he had that was completely finished actually, but it's a song that he had for a really long time, but he never did anything with it. But it was actually kind of his personal song. He'd recorded it, with him singing it, and proposed to his wife actually with that song. Like, he actually wrote the song, recorded it years ago, and sat her down in a restaurant, put the headphones on her, and played her the song. And it was basically his proposal. And of course she said yes, and they've been married for years and years now. But he never actually did anything with that song. And we were just talking one night, and he was telling us about this song that he'd wrote for his wife, and as soon as he played it to us, Leo heard it and just kind of jumped on it and said, "Wow, we got to record this song. We've got to do this song." And by that stage, it was like 4:00 in the morning after a bottle of whiskey, and we just thought, let's go down the studio and record it. So we did, and then that's the record. That's actually the actual recording. That's on the album is us at 4 a.m. After a bottle of whiskey, and that's pretty much what it is. And we added later on some strings and stuff to it, but that's the basic recording. Yeah.
That must mean a hell of a lot to you that he let you use a song that was sentimentally so valuable to him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's. I know that he had to speak to his wife about it. He's. Absolutely. But he's a really great guy. We get along really well.
Yeah. Now, we mentioned it earlier on, but the cover of ABBA's SOS, how did that come about, and why did you decide that was the song that you wanted to cover on this album?
Well, we didn't actually plan on doing a cover, because we really haven't done. Actually, since I've been in the band, we haven't done a cover, and it was just actually purely by chance, because I live in Switzerland, obviously, and the Swiss television, they were doing a Christmas show where they were doing an ABBA tribute night thing, and they asked me to come in and if I wanted to do a version of whatever ABBA song I could, wanted to do. And I thought, ABBA, I don't know, not really my thing. It was kind of, ABBA was, was my mum's favourite band growing up. So you kind of, not really into what your parents are into.
Yeah.
So ABBA wasn't really kind of my thing. But obviously, amazing songwriters, amazing songs, and of course, I totally down with that. And and I thought about it, and I searched online and just kind of listened to a few different ABBA songs and thought, which song could I actually transform or kind of, make my own version with, and then SOS came up, so I just recorded just piano and vocal version, and listened back and thought, okay, that's cool, I could do that. So I ended up doing the TV show, and just asked, then I just actually showed the guys. I said, I'm just telling the guys I'm doing this TV show, and played them the song, and they loved it. And then it actually turned out that Leo said, well, actually, we wanted to do that exact song years ago with Steve. We wanted to actually record that song, and apparently they even have a demo version somewhere of SOS.
Wow.
But a kind of really fast version, kind of more like a punk kind of fast version of it. Yeah. And but we never actually found it. But so he was really, the guys were really keen to record it. So we did actually a few versions before we got to this one. And so that's kind of how that one happened.
How do you go about when you're approaching to do a cover? How do you make the song your own? Because we hear so many covers these days where you listen to it and you just it sounds like the original, but you guys really make this song your own. How do you go about that? Is it a lot of trial and error, playing it out a couple of times and seeing what works and what doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think the most important thing is you got to really make it your own thing. So there's no point, doing the same as the original. So it's first of all, you got to make it different. I think you have to really twist it completely, and then it's got to work. I mean, we did the first version that we did. I always wanted to do. I knew that this kind of piano, dark kind of version worked because I'd already recorded it, so I knew that was working. But Leo initially, he wanted to do a kind of a really fast, heavy version of it. And so that's actually what we tried first, but that didn't sound right, didn't work. So then we went back to doing this kind of more slow, heavy version. And it is trial and error. It's got to work. I mean, it's got to sound great, or it's got to work. If it doesn't work, then drop it. We didn't even know if it was going to work. We just thought we know that it works with just voice and piano, but let's now see what else we can do, and I think it just got huge now. So it's just this, it's so heavy,
Yeah.
I love this version. It's really cool.
Yeah. Now, mate, I know we're running out of time very, very quickly, so I'll just ask before I go. Is there any plans for you guys to come to Australia sometime when we're finally out of lockdown? And is there anything you would like to say to your Aussie fans out there before they go out and grab a copy of the album?
We'd absolutely, obviously I'd love to come and play, and we're always waiting for the day, and especially, we do come out to Japan, so I'm always sort of saying, well, why don't we just go that little bit further, and it's very expensive, it's far away, and I'm really hoping that it'll happen. I'm sure it will happen at one point. Yeah. It almost happened this year actually, but that didn't go through in the end. So unfortunately, but other than that, and for the fans, well, hey, it's great to know first of all that we have fans in Australia, and stay safe. Do your bit. We've all got, we all know what we have to do, and let's stay safe, and it's at the moment it's kind of all you can say.
Yeah. Well, mate, thank you so much for chatting to us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, and again, congratulations on a great album.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Okay, mate. All right, I'll let you go, but yeah.